Welcome to a present from the past.
The show for all your paranormal needs.
Hello and welcome to another episode of A Presence from the Past. I'm your host Weldon, and in today's episode, we're going to be talking about a few of the many different theories on paranormal. I did a quick search online just to kind of get an idea of some of the theories. I already had a couple of the theories, but trying to get some more together just to see what else is out there. And one of the theories that was presented is that the belief of the person or the mindset of a person has a lot to play in, whether something's paranormal or not. And the way they tied this in is like uh, beliefs or legends of certain areas just kind of get passed over as something being paranormal because it was tied to that legend. In other words, if something happened in a certain area, oh, it's because of that certain ghost that's in that certain area. And they say there's not enough backing there to justify it actually being paranormal. It's just the person's mind playing tricks on them. I can actually agree with this on some things. Um, if, say, you and a group of your friends get together and you go to, a certain location that's said to be haunted, and a couple of your friends are more or less wanting to be scared, um, and they let their mind get the better of them, and then they start seeing things or possibly hearing things and swearing up and down they heard this or swearing up and down they saw that, when in actuality it could have just been their mind wanting them to do or see something. Um, I think this happens a lot when it comes to paranormal stuff, and some people chalk it up as a paranormal experience. ASAP, the paranormal group I'm with, uh, if there's not at least another person to collaborate your story with, then we have a saying where it's like, well, cool story, bro. And that pretty much means that, yeah, maybe a cool story for you to share with your friends or whatever, but there's nothing there to back it up, so we can't include it as evidence. There's like a multi-step process in order for us to include anything in evidence. So there has to be either audio recording, video recording, or at least um, two investigators that experience the exact same thing in order for us to include it as evidence. So, like I said, that could possibly explain away a lot of paranormal stuff that happens, and take it for what you want. If you're looking to get scared and you go to one of these haunted places, or one of these places that claim to be haunted, and something happens that scares you, but you don't have really any evidence to back it up, then it's a cool story. Stick with it, say whatever you want to, but unless there's actual concrete evidence to back it up, or at least some form of evidence to back it up, it's nothing more than really a cool story. Um, One of the other theories that was brought up and discussed, which this one I kind of find weird, but apparently some people went around to a bunch of different haunted locations and found a certain mold that was growing, and claimed that the mold itself was in the air and causing hallucinations and other issues, and that's why people were having paranormal experiences there. Again, could be a possibility. Um, One other one that ties into this, and I'll go ahead and put this one out there. there's the belief of the mold, and then there's also the belief of EMF or electromagnetic fields causing, sickness and causing people to hallucination and have paranormal experiences. The EMF one, I believe wholeheartedly and fully. Is it so hard to believe that mold could be causing the same thing? No, it's very much a possibility too. Um, I do know as an investigator, high levels of EMF do cause certain things to happen, especially if a person is sensitive to electromagnetic fields. People that are sensitive to electromagnetic fields feel it a lot quicker and can be influenced by it at lower dosage than people that are not sensitive to it. In an average house, when you're going through and doing a paranormal investigation, you're looking at 0 to 0.1 EMFs on the average. Every now and then, anything over like 0.3 is really considered abnormal. And whenever we go into a house, we do a complete scan of the house and label all places where possible high EMF come off. High EMF can be caused by bad electricity, bad electrical wiring. It could be caused by electrical devices that are putting off EMFs. Like one of the quickest places to find high levels of EMF would be the breaker box. You go out to a breaker box, you take an EMF reader, go over it. You're more than likely going to get some spikes by it. And that's because there's just so much electricity going in right there that it's going to cause it. That being said, in Texas, two of the most common places, and I'm sure this is other states too, but I know for a fact in Texas, the two most common places to find electrical boxes are the garage and laundry room. Normally, two places that you'll find it most of the time. That being said, two of the most common places for a person to experience haunting things in a house or paranormal activity, you guessed it, garage, laundry room. It's also the same thing with like just poor electrical wiring or old electrical wiring. For people that have basements, like unfinished basements, that just kind of open storage area. There's a lot of reports of people having paranormal activities in basements and attics. Those both have exposed wiring, which could possibly have high EMF readings, which could be causing all sorts of things. High EMFs cause hallucinations. They can actually make you sick. So, feeling of dread and stuff like that. I wouldn't put it past EMFs. And I mean, it can just mess with the mind in so many different ways that it could feel like you're having a paranormal experience, but it's just really a high level of EMFs. That being said, one of the most common beliefs within the paranormal, society is that ghosts or spirits put off some form of their own electromagnetic field. So to see a sudden change, and I've seen this happen. I'll use an EMF or a millimeter, go into a room, sit it down. Millimeter would be perfectly fine, not move. It'd be at 0.0. And then while I'm sitting there and I start asking questions or talking to whatever, may be there, you'll see the EMF start climbing. I think the highest I've ever made one climb was like, I want to say around 12 point something. And it was just sitting on a desk, like right at the corner of a desk. Yeah, there was a computer back here. There was, other thing. But when I did a sweep of the whole desk area, there was only one place that had slightly high EMF, and it was only like a 0.2, and I was right next to the computer. Other than that, the rest of the desk was 0. So to watch it climb from 0 to 12 points of EMF, that was substantial. And I I logged it as evidence. I never saw the case results of it, but I'm pretty sure it probably made it all the way through. So EMFs, mold, both of them cause hallucinations or can cause sickness and other health problems. Could possibly be an explanation for some paranormal, events. And this list is more looking at debunking paranormal, not really saying what are the possibilities of paranormal. Um, and I think I kind of want to dive into that a little bit as far as theories are concerned. So, um, for the most part, you have either your mind playing tricks on you, or just kind of the belief of a legend wrapped up in it, or some sort of story wrapped up in it, and your mind just kind of fills in the blanks, or whatever. And then EMFs or mold causing the other part. So in that case, you can look at pretty much anything that could possibly cause hallucinations. Um, if you want to start looking at gas leaks or stuff like that, those could also possibly be in there along with mold EMFs. So mold EMF, gas leaks. I'm sure we can find some other stuff that we can throw in there that could possibly cause that stuff. So I wouldn't rule it out. And as as an investigator, I have to look at all these factors, and I have to determine if this is a possible cause of the investigation or of the paranormal activity. So that's another reason that we also determine if the person's on medication that we're going to invest, or that making the claim of paranormal activity. We have to look and see if they're on medication, or if there's a history of any type of mental illness in their family, and that's way we can rule those out before carrying on with the investigation. We also have to know if they're under influence of any type of illegal substance or alcohol while experiencing this stuff. Because again, we have to be able to rule that stuff out. That being said, let's move on to the possible theories of what ghosts may actually be, rather than what could be causing the thought of a paranormal activity. Some of the theories, I've heard so many over the years. One of them was if a ghost suddenly dies and doesn't know they're dead, or a person suddenly dies and doesn't know they're dead, their ghost could possibly be stuck here on a plane between, the living world and the, the other side, heaven, hell, purgatory, whatever you call it. And so they're kind of lost in that lingo or limbo area, searching for where they're supposed to be. Another possible explanation is that a person passes away, but it had been predetermined by their higher power, whoever it may be, excuse me, that they have some unfinished business that they have to finish before they can leave. And even whether it's, when they were alive, they were supposed to finish it. and they didn't finish it while they were alive, so they need to finish it before they can move on to the next plane of existence. Yeah, I mean, I can see either one of those. Um, I'm more diving into taking at this as an open mind and looking at all possibilities of what could a paranormal activity be, to what ghosts are, what, you know, where they come from, and what happens. I'm looking at a broad spectrum, and I want to find actual ghost activities, rule out all these possibilities. If I can explain it away with one of these, I will. Whether it's the mind playing tricks on you, or you're under the influence of something, or um, yeah, you, one of those two main things are going to be the main reasons to rule it out. Um, I want to get down into the gritty and actually find out why they're here. I believe they're here. I, I've had enough experience over the years to know that there are spirits here. Um, but again, I do believe that not everybody's paranormal experience is actually paranormal. It can be explained away by one of these, explanations. However, from the experiences I've had and seen and everything, I do believe they're here, and I would like to find that explanation of why. And that's the question I want answered, is why. I mean, we have I've had personal experience with demons. Um, Supposedly they're here from hell to take souls down with them. Okay, that explains why they're here. So they're going to wreak havoc and cause as much problem as they can in order to be able to claim a soul. Okay, that makes sense. Why is um, this this child still here? That the spirit's still here that goes around playing with children, or scaring parents or whatnot. Why is that one here? You know, why is um, I can almost see why, the explanation of a sudden death and they don't know where they are. So that would explain away most of your tragic accidents, your wartime accidents, and stuff like that. So why do we have so many stories of a angry mother going after, you know or an angry woman that's upset at her man and killed herself, and so she's stuck here? Why? Some of the other theories that I've heard about that I again would like to explore more would be that it's actually like a parallel universe, and the ghostly activity is actually a where our two universes overlap just a little bit. So we may appear as ghosts to them, but they appear as ghosts to us. You know what I'm saying? Um, so what they do, we think is just like, oh my God, and they're looking at us like, what are these things that are in my space? You know? So to me, that's an interesting theory. Um, and if we could find some form of evidence to support it, I think it would be awesome. Um, right now, I know that we're breaking down entities into, whether an intelligent haunt or poltergeist, or um, oh, what's the other one I'm looking for? A residual haunt, and it's like, okay, we can divide them up into these three categories, but still, why are they here? And I think as long as that question's out there, as long as that question needs to be asked, I will always be curious until there's absolute evidence of why they're here. So if I can sit down and ask a spirit questions and get a direct answer, um, other than that they just died. So it's almost like you'd have to sit down with some sort of spirit that has been gone for a while and is over the whole just answering the question that, yeah, I died while here or died while there. Why are you stuck here and not able to pass over? um, I don't know. It's interesting. I'd definitely like to dive more into it and explore more of that question and try and get that question answered. So, I mean, what are y'all's thoughts? I'd like to get y'all's feedback on what you think ghosts are, or why they're here, or any of the different theories on what may be causing a person to think there's something paranormal going on. Um, yeah, give me your feedback. Leave me a comment down below. Shoot me a message on Facebook. Whatever you need to do. And if you want to see more videos like this or more videos, me going back talking about the different haunted locations, I can definitely do that. There's a lot more haunted locations. I've barely scratched the surface of the ones in Texas. Um, but there's all sorts of haunted stuff that I can talk about. I can always talk about haunted artifacts like Robert the Doll, Annabelle. We can go over that stuff. Um, if you'd like to see more videos in general, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Again, here at A Presence from the Past, I'll talk about anything and everything haunted, anything to do with the paranormal. Um, be sure to check out my website, A Presence from the Past, Instagram, A Presence from the Past, or the Facebook. I'm on all three. And again, anything paranormal, I'll talk about it all or discuss it. Even if you have something you want me to take a look at and review on this channel, I'll take a look at it. If you got pictures you want me to take a look at, or videos that you caught and you want me to take a look at, I'll take a look at them all. Until next time, guys, y'all have a good one. Bye.